I'm Kelly Crull, host of the Crull Me Maybe podcast, and Fangirl Friday will have Wylie Sheridan along with me, and hopefully this becomes an every Friday kind of thing where we get to dive into some of the hot topics from women's sports throughout the week, throughout the month. If you're listening today and you find this entertaining, tweet us, send us DMs, whatever it takes to get something you're interested in and would like to hear us talk about and or add your own opinion to. That's what this is all about, our open conversation. And it won't shock you to know that we're going to lead today's podcast with the epidemic that has become throwing, what would we call it, just inappropriate objects onto the court at WNBA games. I think as of Friday, we are up to 5 or 6. I don't know that all of them have actually even made it to the court, Wylie, because some got stopped, I think, prior to that by hitting people in the head or God only knows what.
A father and his 9-year-old niece. Yeah.
Which is not what we're going for. It's not. And I think the people doing this know that. It's just gained so much attention and at this point notoriety. We've even got people who are claiming they're behind this kind of thing, which I don't know about that.
It's not adding up.
Still.
It's not adding up.
It's not. But I mean, first of all, when you saw this, what were you thinking? What was your reaction? And two, like, I'm so worried about how they bring a stop to this because clearly taking away bags is not going to do it. And I don't know,
they're sneaking it in, right?
I can imagine how they're sneaking it in.
How are we going to stop that in the future? We can't airport pat down people down for every game. Like, that's crazy. Or are we going to do like X-ray scanners at the door? How are you looking for silicone objects?
It's such a bizarre phenomenon to me. And the players and the coaches obviously have come out and talked about it a little bit and how this could hurt somebody and this is ridiculous. And I tend to echo all of their sentiments.
Yeah, well, Sophie Cunningham almost got hit in the head. Thankfully, she didn't. She tweeted like previously, like someone's going to get hurt the next time an object's thrown. It's her who's almost hit. It ended up like falling in the lane and Kelsey Plum hit it, like kicked it away. But still, like you're going to hurt a player at some point.
Yeah, and it does, like, I don't even have the words for the fact that you can now bet on this kind of thing.
The color, who's it's going to hit, is it going to stop play?
Guys,
like, and then they're also fraudulent because these people who are claiming that they are setting this all up know the color already. They know the object. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing is a great question. And the fact that more people are betting on this than the actual game itself, not what we're going for. But I don't know what the solution is because you could try to ignore it because then people aren't getting attention from it. But it's still happening, and these are live games that are being stopped. There's really no other way around it.
Well, I saw the person who's claiming that they're fabricating all of this is because, like, women's sports is a hot topic right now. Yes, it's a hot topic right now. That doesn't mean you get to stomp all over it with your sexualized toys. Like, what are we doing?
And could you... Like, I thought to myself, could you imagine if this happened in an NBA game? How quickly this would be resolved. Now, I don't know what the equivalent would be or the same, if it were the same thing because, hey, it's funny or whatever the thought is behind this. They would figure it out. And I'm not saying that makes those that are running the WNBA inept at the moment. That is not at all what I'm saying. I'm just, it seems that we tend to, like, I don't know, clamp down and get things accomplished and quickly when it's player safety.
Right.
And that's what worries me about these women is, once again, we're not paying them what they feel like they deserve. We're not protecting them like they feel like they deserve. And that therein lies the issue for me.
100%. It's also interesting. I saw that the Buffalo Bills, whenever they play the New England Patriots, they throw the same object onto the field. But it's funny in that way. But also, a football field is a lot larger. A football stadium is a lot larger.
Helmets.
Yeah, and pads, and there's like a million people on the sidelines. There's no way it's actually getting all the way onto the field. But in a WNBA arena, it's a lot smaller. It's a lot shorter. There's a lot more open play where you can actually access the court. So I'm intrigued to see how the WNBA is going to like change these procedures.
I am with you 100%. And for those that don't know, Wylie played college basketball. I played college tennis. So you do have a couple athletes, female athletes, that are very passionate about women's sports, talking about these topics, as well as hopefully getting you involved in this conversation. I know I am so blessed to have had a girl dad before girl dad was a thing, but that's who this is geared towards. And I know that there's a lot of people out there following women's sports in different capacities. And because we have ambassadors, like you consider soccer ambassadors, we both talked about some of them, and we have one this week who will be unveiling her first ever signature shoe.
Yes, we have Trinity Rodman. So she's been out for about 4 months now. She got injured back in April. She hurt her back. It's a very long recovery. She kind of took it she did it on the quieter side of things. She didn't really want anyone to know what's going on, but they came back. They were playing the Portland Thorns, and she ended up going in within like the last 15 minutes of the game. Game was tied, and she scored the game-winning goal. Very emotional for her. She was like battled everything, because a lot of women, we don't like to speak up about the troubles that we're going through. So she did everything kind of like behind closed doors, and it was just a very emotional like moment for her, which was really cool to see, because we don't see women these days, you know, outright just being emotional about what we're doing, because we're always taught to, you know, hold it in, you know, be strong, be a woman,
be tough. And any athlete, any human who's gone through an injury to that degree, or really any traumatic event, because that's what that becomes. It becomes all of a sudden the lifestyle I knew, and the only thing that I train and prepare for, and you name it, it's gone from me. It's gone from me, and I got to work how many months, and I may never be the same. So absolutely, to be emotional. I've seen many, many players, and she's another one that I was glad we got to see that side of her and that vulnerability, and have a better understanding to the context of what these athletes go through.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see that when she was on this little hiatus, you know, to get recovery, she was supporting Ben Shelton, her new boyfriend, and people were like, why aren't you on the soccer pitch? You can rehab behind closed doors. Not everyone needs to know what's going on. I think we need to give any player who's going through an injury a little bit of grace, a little bit of, you know, just space to kind of get back into that mindset, get back into, you know, being able to do what they love to do. That's her job. That's what she does for a living. Like, we need to give everyone grace when it comes to this.
Respect and context, too, to understanding, like, she really doesn't owe anybody an explanation to her rehab. And if she hasn't given you a reason to believe that she'll return, then why would you go there and have a problem with it?
Yeah.
When naturally she did show back up and showed that she was ready to go when her timeline, the original health recovery timeline, was fulfilled.
When her name was called, she was ready.
I'm with you, but you never know behind closed doors the work that's being put in this day and age with trainers and doctors and all the people. Like, it's not, every step is not going to be documented for all of us to see,
or
even if we might like it.
Right.
It's just not going to be. So, but speaking of televised, this weekend, the first ever female umpire will be behind home plate between the Braves and the Marlins, and Jen Powell, who played collegiate softball. She was a catcher, won multiple awards, and then went into doing this at every level, and from my understanding has spent nearly 20 years working her way up the ranks to now having graded out at a point in which, like men do as well, the opportunity to be pulled up to the big leagues. And I am so thrilled to see this news. Proud. I am hoping that this is the first of many, because it's still painful. I don't understand when I read these news outlets that these get posted on, comments that come in with, this is a man's world, and, you know, she isn't capable of this or that. I will never be one to sit up here and say that men are not stronger than women. Of course they are. Are they faster and some of these other things? Sure. But in a job where the requirements are that your eyes are trained to the degree to know a strike zone and to be able to handle personalities that step up to the plate and everything, Jen Powell is as capable of any man behind the plate to do this job and do it well. And she has trained and she has earned this opportunity. And you had mentioned, like, I mean, we're months away or a season away from adding robotic umpires.
Yes. We'd rather trust a robot than a female.
So it's been a long time coming. The NFL has done this. The NBA has done this. And finally, Major League Baseball has done this. And
next is hockey.
National Hockey League, up next.
You guys are next.
You're up next.
Your name's going to be called.
There's capable women out there doing these things. But, yeah, I just thought it was right for us to take a moment to celebrate Jen, and hoping that young girls who are sitting at home playing softball or going through softball in high school right now, and you think this is something you may want to do, but you just didn't see anyone out there that looked like you, now you have. And I would say chase those dreams if it's something you want to do. It won't be easy. I bet you Jim Powell's heard a thing or two in her day. But I do know the crew celebrated when they heard that she was getting called up. So I love that, and I love that it's happening in Atlanta as well, on a stage where many will get to see her.
I'm very excited for her, and I'm excited to see the response, especially. Hopefully all the women can come out here and support, and hopefully, with this new dawn of age of supporting women, we have a lot of more fans who are like accepting and, keep bringing more women into this sport.
I think you're going to hear the right things from the players too, because at this point they're all of the age of they've got these daughters, or they've had moms or sisters or aunts that are all strong women who have probably broken barriers in their own right. And to see Jen, I think they're going to know, especially because don't for a second think that every Major League Baseball player has the guy that they don't want to see behind home plate, because they do. They have the guy that they know they're going to get rung up on an outside pitch that every time they know it's not a strike, but yet that's his zone. These players come up there, and Jen has a chance to, basically set her reputation and stage up this weekend with all of these guys that I think will, again, say the right things and be respectful to her.
And mature. We have some mature players in this league, hopefully.
I agree. What else? Anything else you want to hit up on today? Those are 3 of our big headlines. Yep. Anything pop culture sports-wise you wanted to hit?
We did have some pop culture moments. So we did have the Coldplay incident that happened a couple weeks ago. It's still very big in the world right now. And at the Seattle Storm game versus the New York Liberty, Megan Rapinoe and then Sue Bird, they always kind of, introduce themselves when they're in the Seattle house. And Megan was unfortunately sitting alone that night. And the camera,
part of the shtick.
It's part of the shtick. And the camera panned to the top floor of the arena. And there was Sue. And she was, getting a little hug from the Seattle mascot. And they reenacted a little Coldplay moment. So that was really funny to see.
Oh boy, that Coldplay incident, it has gotten its run,
blown
hasn't
up.
It really has.
He released a statement like an influencer apologizing for something. He released a notes page. It was so funny.
Oh goodness. Yeah, it's just not going to end well. And well, now you know, concerts, basketball games, if the big board's up, you be on your best behavior, okay?
Just going forward, let's not go to public places.
No more indecent objects on the course, right? So
let's clean it up.
That's our goal today, Wylie.
Yes.
Clean it up.
Clean up the sporting industry right now.
Oh, I love it. She is Wylie Sheridan. I am Kelly Crull, part of the host for Crull Me Maybe, and this was Fangirl Friday.